everyone, how are you doing? My name is Sarah, I'm the CEO and founder of Naya Skincare, and I'm the chief ingredient nerd here at Naya. A couple of weeks ago I launched a YouTube video to talk about sunscreens, the different UV filters available in the industry, and some terminology that is causing a lot of confusion when it comes to sunscreen. There was quite a bit of feedback, and there was some feedback to sort of go more into the detail of zinc oxide and titanium dioxide and why I'm sort of on the fence when it comes to these two UV filters. A good question to ask, because for years they have been sort of mentioned they are safe to use, they're good to use, they're basically your only filters for sensitive skin as well to use, and they're not causing any problems, etc. However, new research is coming up every single year to kind of look at all the UV filters, and then some interesting insights came up that really no one talks about, but why does that might be? Let's have a look at that. I just wanted to kind of share a reminder. The goal of these videos is truly for me to empower you, so you can really help yourself find the right product for you and for your skin need. If this sounds like a plan, then like the video, subscribe to the video, and join the Insider Club. And also let me know and share your thoughts in the comments below, and let me know what you would like to hear more about next time. So without further ado, let's look at zinc oxide and titanium dioxide a little bit closer. If you search the internet for UV filters and what to use, zinc oxide and titanium dioxide are certainly always on top of the list, being recommended by experts in the industries and also by users, influencers, etc. as a safe and good UV filter to use. However, I'm slightly on the fence when it comes to these two UV filters. Are they your friends or are they your foes? Let's look at that in more detail. Why do I have mixed views when it comes to these two filters? In this DNA, I find it really worrying how everyone is just simply accepting information that is being shared with them without really looking into third-party scientific literature or reading some more data around it. It doesn't matter if it's a trade magazine, an influencer, a person that had certain experiences or a certain view. One just believes this piece of information, adopts it, and spreads that information, considering that we have all this information at the tip of our fingertips, really, where we can research more and go more into detail. I absolutely understand. You're probably like, Zara, there is so much information out there. Yes, there is. And I recently saw a stat that apparently 1 billion pieces of content is being created every single day. So I totally understand if you're saying we are feeling overwhelmed. And that's why I created this YouTube channel, to break it down, to share with you this information, but also link it back to third-party literature so you can form your own decision and you can make an informed decision. When it comes to UV filters, as mentioned in my previous video from a couple of weeks ago, there is a huge difference when it comes to UV filters that are allowed to be used in skincare formulation in Europe and in other continents. A simple fact, for example, did you know that since 1999 the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, has not approved a new UV filter to be used in the US? So the US is really falling behind when it comes to UV filters and in comparison to other continents such as Europe. In Europe, we have approximately 30 UV filters now available. I think last time I did this video it was still 27, but now apparently the figure is 30 UV filters. And in the US there are only really 16 UV filters available to use when you are a manufacturer in the US and you are making your products in the US. Even if I were to sell my product to the US, it would still first need to get registered by the FDA and approved. But because I'm using more innovative and newer filters, I couldn't even sell my sun product. In addition, did you actually know that the FDA are actually only considering 2 UV filters in the US as safe to use? Yes, you heard correctly, only 2. And these are zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. When it comes to UV filters, America is really far behind what science has to offer and what it is available in the market when it comes to skincare ingredients. As mentioned, the last UV filters were approved in 1999. Since then, no more UV filters have been approved, even though the Innovation Act launched to actually fuel and accelerate the innovation of UV filters to make more UV filters available in the American market. And that's why I'm saying it's funny that everyone just accepts the information that is being spread on the internet. Zinc oxide and titanium dioxide are the only two that are considered safe to use by the FDA. Of course, everyone is just gonna shout about these are being the safest and the best UV filters because nothing else really to choose from. But then when you look at Europe, it's a very different game. We have a lot more variety and options available in the European market, what we can access. Yes, zinc oxide and titanium dioxide being two of those, but then we still have the other UV filters that are available for us to use to really create good sunscreen that you want to wear every single day. Because at the end of the day, if you don't enjoy wearing your sunscreen, you will just not apply it. And that's without saying that, of course, people are going to continuously promote zinc oxide and titanium dioxide in the US and also US brands, because these are really their only two safe options to use from. You can learn more about UV filters on our website, on our blog, The Everyday Edit. I have created an overview of the most common UV filters that are being used in the industry, and also what sort of like third-party literature is available in that regard. So have a look what maybe the ingredients are on your sunscreen to learn more about these ingredients, and if you like to continue using them or if you don't like to continue using them. And that's why my question from last time was, if you're not living in America, why would you diminish your option? And even though in Europe we have so many options available, we're always still looking at our big brother and kind of saying, yes, zinc oxide and titanium dioxide are the only two options available that we can use in our sunscreen. So let's have a look how zinc oxide and titanium dioxide actually work. Both of these filters are mineral-based filters, or what we call inorganic filters, or a lot of people call them as well physical filter. The correct terminology is that it's an inorganic UV filter. They are very commonly used filters, and they're also considered broad spectrum filters. That is to say that they protect against UVA and UVB. Zinc oxide out of those two is really more superior and protects you from UVB and UVA rays, as the latter is missing the part of protecting actually your skin from UVA rays. There's always the question as well that is coming often, but there is no other option when it comes to natural UV filters. Zinc oxide and titanium dioxide are the only natural filters available. While you could say that zinc oxide is natural, they are truly not. All of these UV filters, including zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, are actually created synthetically. And in most cases as well, they are being coated with synthetic film in addition as well. Then you might be wondering, are they overall then still good filters? They are absolutely still good filters, with my preference still being zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, and we'll come to that later in the video. The only thing you really need to consider is these two filters will make your skin white. It is going to leave a white cast on your skin. I've recently seen a lot of videos where it's being promoted, you just need to rub it in, you just need to rub in the zinc oxide and titanium dioxide in your skin till the white cast disappears. And this is just not accurate. In order for a UV filter to work, it needs to leave a continuous film on your skin. If that gets broken, UVA rays can actually go into your skin and cause the headache and the damage. So you, by rubbing it in till it actually disappears, breaking that continuous film. And that's just something to be aware of. So larger particle, if non-nanoparticles are being used by zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, it will leave a white cast and it cannot be translucent. So if you don't mind looking like a geisha, probably not that bad, they are really good. good filters. Of course, innovation and science is also moving on when it comes to zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. And the manufacturers are really nifty and have been really researching and studying those two filters in great detail. And they've also come to a solution by actually cutting down these particles in really small particles, what we consider nanoparticles. And this process is called nanotechnology, and there has been some controversy around that. So what is nanotechnology? Well, simply put, one particle is not the same as the other particle. The effectiveness and safety of these particles, or nanoparticles, directly relate to the properties such as the ability to mix, the reaction in sunlight, such as generating free radicals, the nature of material, the exact size, weight, and shape, the effect on the cell, and the ability of the product to break it down. All of these properties determine ultimately the action and the effect in the body. You can probably compare to a small raindrop or a small stone on your windscreen. The same size, but with a different impact. Another point that actually no one ever talks about, and it's really crucial to actually be aware of, that when zinc oxide and titanium dioxide are exposed to sunlight, they can actually generate free radicals. So let's go into that in more detail, what that really means, so you can make an informed decision. Why do these two filters generate free radicals? Zinc oxide and titanium dioxide are known photocatalysts. That means these two substances can generate free radicals as soon as they get into contact with sunlight. And those free radicals can damage your skin cells or your DNA as well. In particular, if you have inefficient amount of antioxidants in your skin or in other products that you have applied before. Or if you're not applying an antioxidant-rich serum at all prior applying your sun cream. And this applies to both versions, non-nano form, but also the nano form. And in studies, it has shown that titanium dioxide is slightly worse than actually zinc oxide. The problem can be solved by actually applying coated zinc oxide and coated titanium dioxide. But apparently it's only partially so. And a clever brand, a clever skincare brand, who doesn't mind paying more to produce a high quality product, doesn't mind using actually the coated version of those two ingredients. In case sometimes someone is wondering why one sunscreen is more different than another, because it really comes down to the ingredients being used, and quality does matter, and quality is expensive. I appreciate that it's never always really clear to a consumer, and when in doubt, just ask your brand or the supplier what they're exactly using. Let's get to the question of this video. Do zinc oxide and titanium dioxide penetrate the skin? Generally in the industry, what one says is the organic sunscreens, they go into your skin and then turn the sun rays that are hitting your skin into heat, and the inorganic filters are more sort of like a shield on your skin, and they're like deflecting actually the rays when they hit your skin. And we have recently found out that those two UV filters, organic and inorganic, are really working in a very similar, if not the same way. So the inorganic filters, they also let the sunlight penetrate into the skin. Only 5 to 10% of the sunlight gets actually deflected, and then the rest is also getting converted into heat in your skin. The heat is so little that it's really undetectable and not causing melasma or any other damage that a long time has been said and spread in the industry that the organic filters are actually bad because they are triggering melasma. That is actually not the case. They're both working the same. They both convert then the sun rays that are going into your skin into heat that it gets converted into is really undetectable. Several studies have actually shown that UV filters in nano form do penetrate the skin, but not further than the stratum corneum. However, in a study, and this is a bit of an older study, this study is back from 2016, that in nano form actually titanium dioxide can penetrate into the dermis, and nano zinc oxide has been confirmed to not penetrate further than the epidermis. Like I said, I appreciate this study is a little older and additional studies need to be conducted or found to confirm this. However, the penetration isn't really the greatest risk. As toxicologists really see the greatest risk in inhaling those nanoparticles of titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. According to the International Agency of Research into Cancer, titanium dioxide can be carcinogenic when inhaled in high dosage. And it's therefore better to avoid actually sunscreens that you spray on your face, or as well sun powders. But I'm really shocked based on this information and this piece of research how many products out there actually contain titanium dioxide in a spray and also in a powder. The next biggest question is really, are these two filters reef friendly? And I talked about terminologies being used in association to sunscreen in my previous video, so check that out as well in more detail. Reminder is reef friendly is not a protected term. It's a made-up term that one can use in many different ways. So it's not by anybody or institution actually protected and properly defined as well. And that's why I could probably write a whole blog post on this subject matter. There are quite a few UV filters that are an absolute disaster when it comes to our environment. Oxybenzone is an example for being absolutely notorious and has turned many corals into powder. But unfortunately, there's also something to say about zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, which previously have always been promoted to be reef friendly. But remember, the term isn't by any means defined or protected. And again, titanium dioxide comes out a little worse than zinc oxide. The negative effect on the environment is mainly that these two substances can form free radicals. But in particular, the uncoated form can cause problems. And there's also one of these two organic filters banned in Europe. Titanium dioxide has been banned in food as a food colorant since 2022 in Europe. Titanium is used as a white colorant, and that's why it's actually causing even more of a white cast when applied on the skin. You can see it as well in many makeup products being used, and I think it will only be a matter of time till it's actually banned as well from sunscreen. It's already advised in Europe not to use it when it's in a sun spray or when it's in a sun powder form, because it can be carcinogenic when you continuously inhale it. Do zinc oxide and titanium dioxide leave a white cast? And the answer is yes, they do leave a white cast. So don't be fooled. If it says translucent, when you're applying it, it doesn't leave a white cast and it's very translucent. The manufacturer is using nanoparticles of zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. It doesn't have to be a problem at all, in particular if it's a coated zinc oxide. But if you rather not use it because of certain reasons, then you should really check with the supplier. And the idea of this video is not to kind of scare you, not wanting you to use zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. The idea of this video is really to share with you the information that is available, share with you the research that is available, and all the points that one isn't talking about zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, so you can make an informed and empowered decision. One final thought as well when it comes to the environment and zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. If you are swimming in an area where you know there are coral reefs around and a delicate environment, then maybe consider more wearing UV protected clothes instead of applying zinc oxide and titanium dioxide on your skin. My final thoughts. As you can see, I'm really on the fence when it comes to these two UV filters. In particular, titanium dioxide, which for me is a big no-no. And I do get also frustrated when brands are using titanium dioxide and they say in the same sentence, it's high quality, it's safe to use, it's good for the environment. When we just learn it's really not good for the environment, it's not good for your health when you inhale it, and I'm not sure leaving a white cast is really of good quality when you want to enjoy wearing your sunscreen, because only if you enjoy wearing your sunscreen, you actually are applying your sunscreen as well. But I can absolutely see there is a need for mineral-based sunscreen. But for me, it's zinc oxide only. My conclusion is really, if you are, for example, allergic to most other UV filters, or you are living in a country where more innovative filters are just not approved yet to be used locally, then do look for a mineral-based sunscreen, because that is your only option. Then my suggestion for you is to use a sunscreen with zinc oxide and steer away from titanium dioxide for all the reasons mentioned in this video. And one last tip, make sure that you have a good supply of antioxidants. So if the sunscreen you're using doesn't have additional antioxidants, then make sure that the serum you're applying underneath is rich in antioxidants. Because remember, both of these substances form free radicals. If you are using a serum rich in antioxidants, you will reduce the risk of the free radicals damaging your skin. I hope you find this helpful. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below. Make sure you subscribe and like this video. I know it's an absolute jungle out there, and that's why I created this YouTube video, to share with you the insights, to share with you what no one is really talking about and mentioning, so you can actually make an informed and empowered decision. If you have any questions, please drop me an email, leave a comment below, make sure you subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you soon.